Hi everyone, it's been a while, but I am back with a double page scrapbook layout this time and an extra page protector with photos that goes in between the pages. So I'm going to walk you through how we do all this. Just as a reminder, small businesses really can use your help, those that are kind of struggling to get to some subscribers. So if you can subscribe to their page, like their videos, and especially if you comment, then that really can help get them seen for other people. All right, so we're just going to jump right in here, and I'm kind of going to give the process that I use to start with photos and get to a final layout. And that being said, through the magic of video editing, I'm not going to make you watch all of the painful processes. So I started with some photos. I've been doing an organization system and it's worked out really well for me, where I have my photos organized by kind of themes and library of memories sort of, and big moments sort of, and photo freedom sort of, but it works for me so that I can actually start scrapbooking my photos because I haven't printed any since 2013, or any of my photos prior to 2013 haven't been printed except for a few on the new house. So these photos that you see here actually came from my uncle, which is wonderful, but as I was going on my computer and looking back at the time frame that these were from, I noticed that there were better photos, as far as there was one that had all of us in it, including my uncle and Bev, where the one that he sent me didn't have Beverly in it. So I have taken these photo placement holders and I've actually written on them the orientation and the size of what photos they are and where they go on the layout. And so once I've decided that, I am jumping to picking paper. And this paper in this together just came, and our family photo, my uncle's in like this orange red shirt, more red than orange. My husband's in dark blue, I'm in purple, my mom's in tropical tie-dye, our oldest is in a bright clover green, and our son is in blue stripes. So we just had all colors across the board, and this paper just really worked with the backgrounds. So I've jumped ahead, and I am using the Make It From Your Heart Volume 3, I think pattern 14. It was kind of my jumping off point. And I use these as an inspiration, kind of as you would a sketch, not a detailed plan as far as this is exactly how it's supposed to be. So I have my photos, and you can see I've written on there in pencil kind of their sizes, and now I'm changing one because I wanted a shorter photo. I wanted a 4x4, and I realized I was looking at the photos on the computer, A, for color, and B, also just to get the idea of how they were laid out, that it's a photo of us in the car, and we don't need to see the roof of the car, so half of that photo can be taken out and really focus on the people. So I cut my photos down often so that they can be matted on a 4x6. It's a paper saver, and oftentimes there's edges that can come right off and you don't lose any of the main parts of the photo. So I don't know if you noticed as we're jumping along here that we went from picking the photos, deciding on the layout through Make It From Your Heart, deciding on the paper. Once I decided on the paper, then I went back and I did some photo matting, and I am doing those 3 photos. They're 4x6 that go in the page protector, so I actually need 6 of them because there's 2 sides, but I don't have to have photos in each side. I can have some of them for a journaling block or even just a decoration if you're running out of photos. So I'm adding some green here because there's a mat on the left page that worked really well with the photo colors because, again, the colors of my mom's shirt and the colors in our oldest's shirt as well. So I needed some green on the right page just to kind of give it balance. And you'll see as we go along that I ended up adding more green later, and I changed the images behind things. So now I'm adding some stenciling to the background, and I haven't done much of this, and I'm pretty excited, and it's super easy. So I just grabbed my mini blending tool and canary ink, and I'm just pressing through the stencil and coloring it in. Again, magic of video editing, you can see there's stenciling all on that cardstock, the yellow cardstock, and I'm showing that I started inking the edges, and I ink the edges of everything, the photo frames, all the pattern paper, everything is inked with the bluebird color. And now I'm taking the shimmer brush, and I just squeezed a little bit out on my nonstick mat to get it flowing, because I really like it. I wanted some big droplets, so by doing that it allowed it to flow. Clean that up. I've done my journaling. I'm a very creative speller. I can spell the same word multiple ways. So I did my journaling, and I realized it was a little plain, so I had done some stamping on the background of the journaling, and I wanted to kind of have some, they call it noise in the background. So I just took some tangerine, I believe, ink and smooshed it on the nonstick pad and misted it with just water. And now I'm picking it up with one of the the packages, actually, that the 3-pocket insert that goes in the center of the page. It was the last one in the bag, so I've added that to my list. And there I was just showing you the stamp set. It's an old one from Footloose Workshop that I use to stamp shells and fish behind the journaling. So this gives you an idea of the left page. You can just barely see the 3 4x6s in the center, and then the right page. And it's really coming along. Again, I decided to not bore you with all of my decisions, so I went to the Serenity Cricut collection and cut out all of these leaves and these ferny things, which it's a 2-layer fern. So I'm going to put together one of each of the elements that I cut out on the Cricut so that you can see. And the fern, again, because of our 2-toned cardstock, one color is the true color and the back side of the cardstock is a lighter shade of that same color. By just cutting them either mirror image or flipping them over, you can get 2-tone, and you can see that here, especially with the purple flowers. So I just take a stylus, and it has a steel ball on it, and on the back of our Versamat it's foam, and you just push it into the foam and it gives it some dimension, and it just really pops it up, gives it life. And I did the same thing. I had cut originally the centers of the flowers out of our silver cardstock, but the silver cardstock doesn't end up making it into the final layout. I go back and cut it out of the yellow stripe pattern paper from In This Together. And I just took I cut a small piece of the foam tape from the adhesive, I can't even think of what they're called, the shaker card elements. So, and that popped up the center. So now I'm showing you on the leaves, front and back, dark green versus light green background. And I just add some of the liquid glue, which is wonderful because it gives you some time to smoosh around your 2 pieces and get them to line up. Even the stem lines up really well. Now make sure this is fully dry before you try to shape it. It dries fast, but not as fast as it did here. So when they're fully dry and you shape it, you'll get a better result. And that just gives you an idea of the little vignettes I'm doing. Again, I'm going to take my stylus and I'm just rolling those leaves of the greenery to the center, and then I'll just kind of push them down a little bit to give them some shape, but not quite so curled on themselves. And then these little frond pieces that you saw right there at the end, they were actually the center of the big leaves, and I use it as greenery or fill, and you'll see more of that later. So here's the layout, and I did add some green behind my journaling there to the bottom right, but I'm just going ahead and taking my leaves and taking my flowers that I made, and you can see they now have yellow centers, and I'm just kind of laying out and playing with what happens. And the process that I'm doing here for you guys is I lay them out, kind of dry fit as I'll call it, and then once I'm happy with it, I stop the video and I glue them all down, and then I'll do the next phase of embellishing. And I was really laughing as I was watching the video and editing, because I remember years and years ago challenging my crafting ladies to, all right, you guys, we have all these embellishments we're not using. We need to use 10 embellishments on one double layout. And they're like, what? That's so many. And now I think I'm using 10 embellishments in one cluster. So Yes, showing my age. And I scrapbooked in high school too. And in fact, I'm rescuing, I should say, some of the photos from my scrapbook efforts in high school because they were in the old adhesive albums. So now I'm taking some of the compliment stickers that I found in my stash and just kind of populating them all. Taking a look to see what's here. I need to leave some for the 3 4x6s that are in the center. I have these, they're not chipboard, but they're kind of a cardstock. Maybe they're a light chipboard. Hearts that I found in an embellishment as well in my stash. So I'm just putting those on down. And you can see those green fronds, I'll call them, in the center of the photo mat. And those are great. You just kind of tuck them in to your flowers and it gives some interest, and because it has the white core, it just looks really natural, and so it's a lot of fun for me. So I'm just playing with these, and because they came from the leaves, parts of them are thicker, parts of them are thinner. They look all different, so it's kind of fun. And the Cricut cuts so cleanly that it's nice to use all that. Oh, and here are the silver berries, I'll call them, sprig of berries. So I have those that I'm tucking in, and then the dots came with the In This Together bundle, and so I'll go back and add some of those as well. And this is a butterfly that came from one of the compliment sets, and I had forgotten that I needed to be able to remove my photo placeholders, so I de-stickied or put powder on the bottom half of that purple and striped heart so that I can pull that out when it's time to replace the photo, and then I can reuse these photo holders again. I'll just erase what's on there and use them again. And now I'm really having fun with these enamel dots, and this is a really old puffy sheet, but the colors are perfect. They're back in style. So I'm just going to town, having fun. Like I said, using 10 embellishments just seems so easy now. It's interesting, like I said, to go back and watch what we do. So here are the 4x6s that go in that center pocket page, and I'm grabbing the heart, and I'll end up on that top sapphire blue 4x6 that's above my sun with the alligator head. I'm going to do some journaling because we were at the Boca Grande Lighthouse and Museum, and the gal there was really nice. She actually opened the case to let him see this head. He was just fascinated by it, and we were the only ones in there, and they knew my uncle and Beverly very well, so it was fun. My uncle has a good eye for photography, and so he has some of his original photographs in there for sale, and they were really nice. So I'm going to write that up on the next to the heart and flower that I put there. And I'm trying to be mindful of when the center pocket page is open to the left, what it will look like, and then open to the right, what it will look like. So I wasn't going to put a flower on with my sun and the crocodile, but I just really liked how that turned out. So, and then I'm putting the enamel dots on the stripes, and I was going to put them along the edge, and then I realized, no, they need to go in the center, and they're all gradated up. So now where I'm putting the leaf, my mom, the photo that goes there is my mom in the back of a golf cart, because my uncle borrowed from a friend like 6 or 8 passenger golf cart to take us around the island so that we could all be together. And she was sitting in the back of it with this, her bright tie-dye shirt, and just, my mom has a beautiful smile, and so it's a great photo to highlight. So I really wanted to highlight that. So that's why I'm putting so much effort there, but it also gives some balance to the page. It helps move your eye across it. And the photo in the bottom is all of us together without Beverly. So I wanted to include that. And again, I will talk about that Beverly, I'll take the photo, all family. Well, we don't, blood doesn't come into it in our world. your family if you're family. So again, doing the puffy stickers and just having fun with it. And at first, I mean, I really struggled with this. It's been a long time since I've scrapbooked, but I had fun with it, and I'm looking forward to doing some more now that I have more of my photos sorted, now that I also have more of my memorabilia that are associated with my photos and organized. I'm getting there, and I'm looking forward to doing more scrapbooking. So thanks for stopping by. Here's kind of a close-up. I don't know if you can see any of the little greenery that are in some of our flower clusters, but it really in real life does a lot. Here's some places where you can follow me. It's Crafty for Manda. It looks like Amanda, but it's for Amanda, or on Facebook. Have a great day.